Yeah, the highest leverage thing I did was not like any single prompt like in the past, but now turning editorial judgment into a reusable skill.
Onboarding people takes time. Onboarding an agent is very different and can take time, but you can keep onboarding more and more agents very easily.
I mean, I can't lie that I didn't have an existential crisis when AI came and everyone was screaming the death to technical writing. But what I've come to realize in the time here is that it's more of an augmented process.
Layoffs. No matter where you look, a different company is doing layoffs, and they all point to the same reason. That AI has replaced people, it has allowed them to be more efficient, whatever it may be, they point to AI. So this begs the question, can AI really replace jobs? Or is it just a good cover up? Now, this got me curious to go and speak with AJ, Kestra's very own technical writer, about how he's been using AI tools over the last year to make his job more efficient, but not necessarily replace him entirely. Now, in this conversation, we discuss all the different aspects of how AI can be helpful, but where it can't be helpful, and the reality is how it can't be fully trusted. And so hopefully this will give you a little bit of an insight of what it looks like day to day for a small company trying to be nimble, and how AI has allowed them to work faster, but it hasn't allowed them to replace people. Let's get to the conversation.
Yes, I'm AJ. I am the technical writer at Kestra that entails all of the online documentation that you see, and in the application itself that revolves around product docs as well as plugins.
Things kind of changed for both me and you around February, March this year, which was when the two of us discovered what agent skills were and figured out that these were kind of the missing piece of the puzzle when it came to documentation slash education. Talk us through what agent skills has unlocked for you in the world of using AI tools, and has it been, I don't want to say life changing, that sounds a little bit too extreme. How has that kind of like changed what your role as a technical writer looks like compared to like a year ago?
So I'll start with Codex. That was initially really exciting for me to work directly in the docs repository. That was really cool. It almost felt like context specific, and I didn't have to go back and forth from where I was directly working. And that was initially exciting and simplifying of things. And then when we introduced Claude Code, that was right around the time that agent skills were developed. And yeah, this was a very exciting opportunity for me because I saw a lot of immediate use cases. I would say that yeah, the highest leverage thing I did was not like any single prompt like in the past, but now turning editorial judgment into a reusable skill, let's say. So things like style, things like broken links, things that all technical writers are very familiar with and have to apply daily on their work, and see how it can be make the easy things easier, let's say.
Now, that's interesting because you would normally think AI, right, and reliable sort of expected outputs don't always go in the same sentence. But I guess where you've been able to sort of develop these skills to have such strict, clear instructions that it could still make up something, right? It's non-deterministic. That could still happen, but it doesn't do it enough to make using the skills worthwhile, right? Once in a blue moon, that's fine. If it happened every other go, you probably wouldn't use them, right?
Yeah, of course. And I think that gets to a wider point that I want to make. And that's not that AI skills are writing Kestra docs, it's that they're supporting processes in docs writing that are repeated and tedious and lower stakes, let's say, than the actual content itself, which still needs to be handled by a writer, approved by a writer, gone through any sort of check by me, to just to just generate docs is like you said, it's not necessarily a fully reliable process.
You sort of alluded to it, right? Everything has a human review, right? You may no nothing is merged in. We're not letting agents go and write code and merge it straight into the main branch of our docs repo. No, that's not the case. And you read everything that it produces.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mostly am writing everything or rewriting what it proposes. It all goes through an editorial check by me, an editorial check by my skill that is, I guess, a sub routine of me. And
Human review hasn't gone away. Whether you were writing it yourself or the agent skill writes it, someone else is still reviewing that at the end of the day. Now, let's talk about that technical accuracy point. Obviously, you are a team of one. Kestra has continued to expand. We've got more developers. We're creating more features. We have our big 2.0 release coming later this year. So definitely stay tuned for that. And there's more things to document than ever, but you're keeping up with it and you're managing. And as far as I can tell, the technical accuracy is still there.
so I think just a peek behind the curtain a little bit for everyone. So we're working on GitHub. A lot of GitHub issues closed during a release cycle with associated PRs. A lot of what I was doing in the past was reviewing closed issues and their associated PRs for documentation related changes. This can be something as big as a new feature, which requires a new page. It can be a property change that downstream affects 30 pages. Let's say Kestra is infinitely configurable with infinite amount of possibilities to do things. So little things can have big effects, but assessing those all of them can be time consuming. And I've written a skill that does issue and PR assessing. So what that means is that if it's not clear to me immediately that there is no doc requirement, let's say a UI padding or something like this, you wouldn't waste AI on that. But something bigger that needs a full scale assessment, I run it through the skill and it gives me docs required, yes. What kind of doc types are necessary for this, meaning existing page update, new page, a configuration specification, or a how to. What's the reasoning behind it? And then are there gaps or unknowns from the assessment that I myself would need to then source? So this simplifies the aggregation process and the learning process for me on what is it that we just shipped, because I'm a lot of things are in Java. I'm not a Java developer or that experienced in it, but I've at this point now become quite familiar. But it's a way for me to scale up quickly and know what's going on and move fast. And I think that's what's important while still remaining maintaining accuracy.
I think that's an interesting point because I want people to take away from this that Kestra hasn't decided that agents are replacing technical writers. And as a result, AJ isn't going to be the only technical writer Kestra ever has. The reality is, as we continue to grow and we continue to scale, we will have to hire more technical writers who can then jump into the same workflow that AJ is doing here with these skills to check things and work more efficiently. Um, it's just at our size right now. And as we've grown quite quickly in the last year, you could say onboarding people takes time. Onboarding an agent is very different and can take time, but you can keep onboarding more and more agents very easily once you've figured out how to onboard one. And that only goes so far. Obviously, there's so much you can do before you need human review and human input. But yeah, it's allowed us as a small company to be more nimble rather than to necessarily replace the technical writing role altogether. Just technical writing is just different to how it was 5 years ago. It's just different now, and that's okay. Most roles evolve over time.
Yeah, I mean, I can't lie that I didn't have an existential crisis when AI came and everyone was screaming the death to technical writing. But what I've come to realize in the time here is that it's more of an augmented process now than ever. The hard parts of technical writing still persist, and that's where the writer is as essential as ever. And some of the skills that I have are more important. Let's say user experience, user context, understanding where a user should come across certain information in the documentation, whether that's a page or the sidebar or wherever in their Kestra journey, in their feature discovery. This is all extremely important, and a difficult thing for AI to get right on its own. Um, and yeah, like I said, a writer is not 100% accurate. An AI is not 100% accurate all the time. But together, we get closer to that 99.9% reliability that people look for in uptime as well as in documentation accuracy.
Yeah, you and your team of agents are pair programming with each other. You could.
Yeah, and I like what you said about onboarding. Also, I think one thing at Kestra is we're a small team with a lot of expertise in our positions now at this point. That we've written a lot of really good skills, repeatable things specific to roles that we're in a position now to bring people in and move quickly, almost like a seasoned company with these big onboarding 30, 60, 90-day plans. We have our way of doing that as well, all in our single role specific silos, I guess. And I saw someone asked earlier about using Kestra with any of this. And yeah, I have. I've built a flow that basically that runs through that polls GitHub for closed issues, assesses them for docs requirements, proposes a draft, checks it against style, LLMS, links, and all of that, and proposes a PR and assigns me as the reviewer. One thing, this is in, I don't use this in production. It's more that I was curious how much it could do. And at the moment, it's not fine tuned enough for me to let run because it's using too much resources on things that are very clearly not docs related requirements, and that I want to try and be as responsible as possible with AI usage. So there's still some things I could tweak out a bit more, and the back and forth aspect of the editing process is easier for me in Claude Code than to iterate on GitHub with an agent. So yeah, I'm trying to because I want to practice what we preach at Kestra for sure.
It's interesting because as these skills evolve, as AI agents evolve as well, what they can do, I imagine there'll be bits that you can automate, and then it will be ready for you to interact with and sort of take on. It will sort of do the first bit for you, and then you can take the result and continue working with it. And yeah, like you say, at the moment, people think AI is replacing technical writers, but like you just said, right, it still requires a lot of interaction from you to the point where you can't automate it and you can't go and spend the day on the beach.
Yeah, I think there's a case for very small scale things. Maybe there's a flow that's continually running that is checking link variability. Maybe I have a flow continually checking that there's not a drift in the llms.txt or something like that. There's some room to play around that I'm excited to explore.
Hopefully, you've got a good insight into what Kestra's doing with AI, but specifically AJ, as our technical writer, is using AI to sort of supercharge his role.
Yeah, I think I can't stress that enough. That the role of a writer, the most important work of a writer is still all there and relevant. It's just augmented in a different capacity, and a lot of a lot of things have become simplified in a way that you can focus most on representing the engineer's work as best as possible and presenting the information as clearly, correctly, concisely, and completely to the end user as possible.
But yeah, thanks again, AJ, for joining us. Really appreciate your insight, and we'll see you all at another webinar.